Okay, the last thing that we're going to finish off this training session with is our weather policy. So, with outdoor sports and living in a city like Calgary where the weather changes every 5 minutes, we do make a daily weather update. So, if we go to the top right here, this game day weather update, this bright blue button, you'll see that we make our weather call daily at 4:30 p.m. for weekdays and then at 11:30 a.m. for weekends. So if we were to scroll, you will see that there are different options that we have. So field sports would be one of the options that you would select as an EC, or court sports as well for pickleball and tennis. We also have our lawn bowling. So depending on what sport you EC, please double check that you are checking the respective areas and if games are called on or off. At the bottom here, you will also see our full weather policy. So let's say games are called on. When games are called on, we ask that teams go to the field and evaluate the weather. Let's say we go to our field, the weather is great, and then it starts downpouring and we stop the game because conditions are not playable right now, or it starts thundering and lightning. Again, games are not playable at that current time. We ask that you wait 20 minutes before resuming. If conditions are favorable and everything turns around, it's sunshine and rainbows all of a sudden, we ask that you continue on if possible and play out the rest of the game as long as both teams are willing to do so. If games are playable in one team's eyes and not another team's eyes, that results in a default. So let's say my team wants to play and your team doesn't, and conditions are favorable, that would result in a default win for my team and a default loss for your team. However, I would not be able to charge the default fee. Going back to if games are called on and we're at the field and conditions are good, but we're not really sure if we want to play. It really just depends what happens now with how much time has been played. And then let's say that the conditions did not change in our favor and it continued thundering and lightning. So the game was called off by both team captains. This is what you would do as an EC, is go talk to the team captain, see how everyone's feeling. Team captains are not favorable in playing. This now comes down to how much of the game was played. If less than half the game was played, it would be a 0-0 tie. If more than half the game was played, so whether that's more than a half of ultimate or more than a half of football, then the score would stand as is. So again, just keeping track of time is super important as an EC, as sometimes it is a make or break of how the score is reported. If games are called off, that means that no games are happening that night. You can stay at home, sit on your couch, watch TV.